Yeah, I went to University of Cincinnati, and then when I was done there, I moved up to New York. Worked with my father. He had a jewelry company. He and a gentleman out of Pittsburgh, PA, Lenny Shaw. They had a company together, closeout jewelry company.
Uh-huh.
So I traveled the country for him.
How was
And then
that?
it's like Willie Loman. I was living in a car, knocking on doors with, bags of jewelry.
Wow.
But,
Wow. How
you
long
know,
had your dad been doing that?
was I doing it or my
Your
father?
father. How long had he been doing it?
He'd been doing it since like the mid 60s. My grandfather had a jewelry store and like starting in like 1930. My uncle had a store. So they're all,
Wow.
it's all in the groove.
And it took it's all in the groove, man. It took that cross country trip for you to say, you know what? I'm going to go in a different kind of cross country vehicle.
Oh, yeah. Well, his company was bought in like 96 or 97. And I opted originally not to go with him and went to the Institute of Audio Research and did the quickie course, the 9-month course.
And so you travel. I mean, you traveled with the Dead for a bit, right? Or was it mostly local
Well,
shows and taping and whatnot? That was your
for
thing.
taping wise, I did like to record, so I was fascinated with audio. So, setting up microphones and trying different microphone techniques, and used a couple different cassette decks and went into the DAT decks, and then maybe 99, 2000, 99, 2000, somewhere around there. A guy I knew was making these tricked out Sony Vaio picture book laptops. So you'd go out and record on SoundForge 24-bit with like a benchmark 82K like thing. And then by like 2003, I started traveling actually with that guy as well. We were doing multi-tracks with like the Alesis HD. Maybe we started with the 78, the Tascam 78 HR. So that was like a 8-track. And then we went to the 24-track Alesis. And then by the end of the 2000s, it was interfaces and 30 by 30s. And
so here we have two bands for you that were pretty seminal in your path, I would say, unless I'm missing one. I mean, you got the Dead where you started taping, and this love of audio and recording audio and doing it comes out of. Sort of the same thing with Tuna, where you were taping, right, and starting to archive shows and do that. Got to know members of that family, as it were, and then you start mixing for them.
From time to time, yeah. Absolutely. Depending on the night, I could be mixing or I could just be recording the show. Depending venue, night.
What was it about recording, capturing those performances early on that got you?
Maybe just being able to relive them at another time. When my brother turned me on to them at 11, I probably didn't know about the live recordings for 11, 12, a few more years. And then in high school, I knew some Deadheads, so we were starting to collect tapes and all that. So
you still have everything?
I got a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't probably have everything, but I don't have those decks. I got rid of those.
Yeah. Do you remember like first seeing I mean, you were probably taping from like right in front of house at times, I imagine, right in there. You remember like
the old hat rig, some Sheps in a hat or some KM140s in a hat.
Right.
Front, you never know.
Right. Exactly. But were you, conscious of who are these other folks? Who's that group on stage off to the side, like doing monitors and thinking, well, shit, maybe there's a way in there.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because you could become friendly with them because you're walking up to Mule was playing like the Wetland. So you'd walk up to the front of house guy and ask for a board patch or whatever. And you ended up seeing him numerous times. So all of a sudden, Brody, who was doing front of house back then.
Right.
And, I don't remember all their names from back then, but
yeah,
I do remember his. He used to drive the console hard. I liked it,
Yeah.
He had Alan Woody just thumping.
Were you thinking, I got to get a gig on the road? I want to go on the road?
I guess when I was in school, I probably was thinking more I was going to do more studio work.
Mm.
I was thinking because when I came out, first worked for this guy Jeff at Hot Sound. I was on 25th Street, and then went over to Campo Studios on Bond Street, and they had a 9000J, 4000G, SSL screen sound, which was kind of a cool thing. It was kind of, I think, like a little bit before like really Pro Tools was going, and was there for more like an intern, and then started working for their post production house. There was like some guy that was renting like Studio B for post production. So he said, "Hey, you want to come and work?" And he told me the rate, and I was like, "Huh, that rate or make $9 a day? Huh? What should I do? Should I make a few $100 or stay at $9 a day?" They had a great deal. It was for the interns. It was $6 a day plus $3 travel.
Wow.
So it was $9 a day. So I'd go over to this place and get like a milkshake and leave with like, or a smoothie and leave with like $1 or something.
You've come up through working in a lot of production houses. You've been at Boulevard for a long time. You're like, one of the main dudes there. And you could have also gone the touring route. What are some advantages, disadvantages of working, in a not necessarily specifically in Boulevard, but like in a place like that and having a home base?
Well, some say it's tougher, like being in a production, because some guys were one buddy was telling me, he's like, "You have it tougher than me. I have the same band night in and night out." He's like, "You have it tougher because you have different things nightly. So it could be a corporate event where you're dealing with a lav mic, or who knows what kind of bedroom band coming in who doesn't know gain structure and just cranks their amps up, and
yeah,
or the professional touring band who doesn't have any techs, where he has the same band every night. So he's like, "Yeah, I go out, I work with the same people, I know what I'm up against every night." So I guess that's the advantage. You get the same artist or band every night.
yeah.
So you kind of know what you're up against. But this is kind of nice because I know I have work. You know what I mean? Like, I know I have work daily, monthly. The nice thing here is, I work full time with Boulevard, and I also do the Tangiers and Chiani's band, and a couple other. Sometimes when Pete comes to town, I do Pete stuff, and I also do monitors through Boulevard. I do monitors with Anthony will mix around the house, and I'll do monitors with Dion. I've been working with him since 2017, and Darlene since 2015. And then with Dennis Rivanera, I've been doing. We do James JT Taylor, Cool in the Gang fame. So
yeah,
those are like the continual. I do those, and as long as there's no conflicts, I do work for a couple other production houses. As long as there's not any real major conflict.
And I guess, I would think that while that might be, could get tough, complicated at times, that you're not with the same band, you're not with the same lineup and, plots and all that kind of stuff night after night. There's the challenge. And so you're, you do 5, 10, 15 years at a house, and it's like, a lot of different stuff. A lot.
Or somehow, like, this place is nice. We have a lot of Yamaha consoles. We have a Digico, like some Digico SD10, some Avid consoles, the S6L and SC48. So it's nice. You get to know a couple of the other. You get to know a bunch of the different models. So and I like to know different consoles. So some guys only want to know Yamahas, and Yamahas are great. You turn them on and you can go. Digicos have a little more setup to them, as does the S6L. I think you probably seen what's that guy's name, Robert Scoble, videos of him training people on. Those are great videos, but I think you still need. I like to have the console too. So take his video and come and get in front of the console.
Yeah. Well, that's got to be the nice
watching
thing.
them are great. Watching them are great, but if, it's tough if you don't have the console just to get that hand-eye kind of.
Right.
going. So
Well, that's what I was to say too. It must be nice for you to be able to come in on a day off or something and just pull something out, set it up, and mess with it, try things.
Indeed, it's funny. Like when we went on, when Anthony and I did Darlene, I think it was 2018. Every night was a different console.
Wow.
So it makes it tough. It's not like one night it's Midas Pro 2, the next night was M32, and then it was SD12. It was just crazy. Like I had a list of consoles. I had show files, at least start scenes for everything, but man,
wow.
Every night it was like, okay, let's build the mix again.
And why was that? Because you're going
all
to houses
different.
that already had their stuff?
Yeah, we weren't carrying consoles.
Okay.
I think maybe in the future we'll carry, and we did the thing at Sony Hall, and I had everybody on ears, and it just worked out great. So I think maybe in the future, maybe we'll carry like a CL5 and some PS 1000s or something, PSMs 1000s or something.
What are you most excited about beside the paycheck when you get back to work? What's the thing you think that's going to be like, this is what I fucking missed?
I mean, I think it's exciting when you're either mixing front of house or monitors, and you just you walk away from a good show.